Happy New Year! I haven't talked to you in like 2 weeks, I think.
Why does it feel like everyone's in such a hurry? We go from the chaos of the holiday season and jump right into New Year, New Me, setting goals, making plans, and are we even getting the chance to actually process what just happened? And what if we just slow it down a little bit, listen to the rhythms of nature and the seasons, and truly take the month of January to process and reset?
It's magic! It's so fake. It looks fake. Oh. I really wanted to take an actual break from everything. We don't know where we're going. We're on our way to a yurt right now. I think it's up here, because that would be the boat ramp. We're doing a little girls' night tonight. It's New Year's Day. We have been thinking a lot about slowing down for January. Like this morning, I opened my email, and it was just so many emails about goals and plans and strategy, and I feel like we're not meant to do it that way.
What if we just gave ourselves the chance to breathe, to rest after the busyness of the holidays, and to intentionally create space to reflect? Especially as a small business owner, the last 2 weeks of December are some of the busiest of the year, and then we're expected to buckle down and start planning the next year, how to grow, and what to change right away. It's winter, and my brain and body are tired. Can we just take a minute? In nature, winter tells us it's time to recharge, to dream, and to nurture ideas. I definitely need the time to dream a bit before I can even think about laying down new plans. I think clarity emerges when we give ourselves this slowness. The dots will start to connect, and we get more clear on our goals and what we want to change. We can take the time to share these ideas and talk about these dreams with friends, write about them in a journal, or gather visual inspo. This isn't just something we do in a few hours or even in a day. To really create space for these ideas to come to the surface, we need rest and time. So, what if we just took the month of January to do just that?
Good morning. What a lovely night in the yurt. I think it's just so important to take that downtime. It's so important to take time away from your regular routine, especially after the holidays. And before you go and set your goals for the new year, you need the time to rest and process and truly reflect, because if you don't do that, your goals might not actually be aligned with who you are or what you want to accomplish, and then you end up feeling disappointed. I almost didn't even go to the yurt, and I'm so glad I went. It was so needed. The last couple of weeks have just been so chaotic, and like a lot of visitors and things going on, and the business is always crazy in the last 2 weeks of December. So now that it's January, it feels very like, whew, we can just take a big sigh of relief and, I don't know, settle in and enjoy winter a little bit. I finally finished and dropped off that big corporate order that I had. It was 50 beanies, so a really big order, and it feels good to get that checked off the list. I've tried very hard to stay offline for the last couple of weeks. I didn't post anything on Instagram, YouTube, or send any emails. I was planning on, after the solstice, to just take the last 2 weeks of December off and really enjoy it and just not feel pressured to be online, because I know all over social media it's sharing reflections and plans and goals and things like that. And I was like, I just want to focus on being present right now. But of course, I didn't post anything, but when I was looking at my emails or just getting on Instagram at all, it just made me feel pressured to share that kind of thing, and I didn't. So if you're feeling the same way, like if you're feeling all of this pressure to be sharing your reflections right away, I know a lot of people even do it before December's even over, and I'm just like, I understand wanting to get ahead, because a lot of times if you're posting on YouTube, for example, videos come out a couple of weeks later. But I don't know, I used to be a little bit more like that, but in the last few years, I've really learned to work more closely with the seasons, and it really has helped prevent that burnout feeling that a lot of small business owners get. The holiday rush can just feel really crazy, because not only are you managing your business, but you're managing your personal life, and there's also a lot of pressure as a content creator to create content for the new year and your business and things like that. So it can just feel like a lot, but it's okay to take a break, you don't have to be the person that's sharing all of that stuff. And for me, when I see those videos, I do like watching them, but I'm also thinking, especially when they come out at the end of December or like today, I wonder if that person is actually living in alignment or giving themselves rest. I hope so. And I know everyone works differently. I don't operate that way. And for me, it's because I came from a place of burnout, and I've experienced burnout in a really, really hard way. And so it's led me to living a little bit more gently and to pulling back and to strive to have a more aligned and cozy business versus these really big pushes for growth and things like that. I do have some really exciting and big plans for 2025 that have been percolating in my brain, but I really want to give myself the chance to sit and reflect and process. And I thought in the next couple of videos, it would be cool to go through that process with you so you kind of see how I do it. And I made a couple of posts on Threads about this, but January is midwinter, and I strive to live in alignment with the seasons, and midwinter is a time for rest and thoughtful reflection, for connection, creativity, and to really slow down and to enjoy the winter. And if you follow the lunar calendar at all, the Lunar New Year doesn't even start until closer to February. And if you follow the solstice and the equinox or astrology, the new year won't really happen until April. So spring is really that time for putting those plans into action and for planting seeds. But in the winter, it's more about processing, dreaming, and letting yourself get that rest. And so I've really been trying to adopt that into my business mindset as well. I'm working on a really fun project creating a seasonal intentions and alignment calendar for business, because I do think it's important. And when we're always go, 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 and just pushing and setting new goals and all that stuff, it's really hard to actually implement and see those goals through, because I think we don't give ourselves enough time to reflect and to see what we actually accomplished and to enjoy that a little bit before we move on to the next thing, or feel like, oh man, I didn't reach that goal. But did you set that goal before actually reflecting on what you were able to do and what looks realistic to you and what you actually want? Because I feel like we also fall into the trap of pursuing other people's goals and other people's dreams and visions and thinking, oh, that's what I should want to do too, when in reality it might not be the case for you. So yeah, just lots of thoughts in the new year. And at the yurt, it was just so nice to get a chance to play games and hang out and just embrace that quiet. And I was only there for one night, but it was really, really nice. But Happy New Year! In the next few videos, I'm planning on sharing my process for reflecting on last year and for making my plans for next year. I've also been thinking a lot about my word of the year. So even though I'm not going to do all of my big planning until later in this season, I do like to sit and just let myself think a lot about what I want my word of the year to be. And as of this moment, I think I want it to be roots, because the last couple of years have been kind of these weird periods of transition and planting seeds and just percolating new ideas. And so this year, I really want to set my roots. And with roots, you don't necessarily see that growth above the surface. A lot of that growth can happen below ground, and you need to allow it to happen to have that strong foundation for your tree or your flowers to bloom and blossom. So I really love that word. I love having a cornerstone for themes of the year, and it just really helps me dial back in when I feel like I'm being pulled in too many directions, or if I start getting distracted by what other people are doing, and fall into a little bit of comparison. But by having that word of the year, I can really just go back to that and recenter and refocus, and that's been really helpful. So those are the things I've been thinking about for now. I would love to hear what your words of the year are too, if you do that. In the next couple of videos, I'll go through my reflections for 2024 and how I just used the month of January to ease in without the pressure to rush and share these goals right away. And we'll do it together. So Happy New Year, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.